In 1985, my family and I arrived after a major coup to our home government in Venezuela. There had been a military leader who decided to basically try to take a hold of the country. Nonetheless, a couple of years later, he succeeded and then enslaved my people. We came to the land of opportunity because I was severely sick. I had several surgeries and they were unsuccessful in my home country. My parents had tried everything financially speaking because there was no health insurance. And we arrived a year later. I needed major surgeries. I was in a lot of pain. Now I understand that I was just basically waking up in pain and going to sleep in pain, and I didn't know there was anything outside of that. And I remember that we arrived to Shriners Hospital in Philadelphia, and we didn't have a translator. There was a gentleman who had been, it was distinct that he was blonde and blue-eyed, in the sense, and also very tall. He was 6'7", and his name was David. He spoke in the same exact way that we spoke. He said the same dialect, the same things, and he related to us as if he had been born and raised in our home city, Barquisimeto, Venezuela. And he actually facilitated all the paperwork to go through, where I would then be given the biggest help. And you guys, my dad paid $700 a month, and that's again. The first monster surgery that I had was $1.2 million. And he worked up a deal that was crazy. It was unreal. And we thought it was really interesting because he just happened to have known the system like you wouldn't believe. We needed the help really bad, you guys. As we were getting ready to finalize, we had seen the team of doctors. They were geniuses, and they had chosen my case. Now as a nurse, I understand that they evaluated me. It must have been a room of maybe like 80 to 90 doctors in white lab coats, and they made me walk. And when you grow up not knowing that you're not supposed to be in pain, it's kind of unbelievable because you think everybody walks around like that. The reason why I'm telling you that is because we have blessings in disguise every single day. And now understanding and now knowing years later as an adult, we went back to thank David, and the head of the Department of Social Services at the Shriners Hospital in Philadelphia said that a gentleman called and basically said that we needed help and that we had been sitting there and we needed a translator as well. That they didn't know who it was. We looked through the tapes in awe and amazement, and as my father spoke about these experiences to his flock, who's pastor, I sit here in my 30s in disbelief because this actually, in fact, did happen to my family. As we finalized all the papers, the head of the department who spoke Spanish, she was from Puerto Rico, she said, Pastor Silva, you have no idea what kind of deal you got, do you? And he followed to finalize a binder of papers, and he said, tell me. And she said that this help had been given to basically very few people, and they were mostly overseas with very severe diseases. I remember my parents praying, crying, in frustration over the bills that honestly were out of our reach. Again, my father only making $700 a month as a pastor. And being given this type of help, by the way, we had not gotten an green card, and I believe that God facilitated all of that. Years and years and years later, we found out that the same person who gave my father a scholarship for 1 year of ESL in South Jersey was the uncle to the gal that sponsored me in this amazing business. That's how I knew that it was a blessing in disguise. If I told you that I even believed a decade ago that all other things would be paid off, including our house, including our cars, they're not Ferraris, they're not mansions, but they are reachable to anybody out there who is just willing to put the work. And I want to ask you, as we did in disbelief, looking like crazy people into the tapes that were basically just my father and I, in awe and amazement, it just shocks me about some people that just don't really know and understand the type of help that we're actually being offered here to be coached and mentored by people that have not only walked the walk, but have also done everything imaginable to be able to also bless people that are going through difficult financial difficulties. It is unbelievable. When I met this mentor, her name is Martha, and she said her story, I basically ruined my makeup because I could not believe that she had gone through all the things that she had gone through, overcame, and decided to still go there and kick some butt. So I want to know, what are your blessings in disguise?